There is tremendous heartbreak tonight in Annapolis, Maryland, a community mourning the killings of 5 newspaper journalists and employees. Police say a man who had sued the newspaper burst into the newsroom yesterday and started shooting. The suspect was in court facing murder charges today. NBC's Blaine Alexander is live on the scene there in Annapolis. Blaine.
They are usually the ones reporting the news, not on the front page themselves. Today, the Capital Gazette honoring 5 fallen employees killed by the gunman who stormed their Annapolis newsroom.
They were doing their bit for local journalism.
Now inside the building, shooting people right now with a shotgun.
Police say 38-year-old Jared Ramos came wielding a legally purchased shotgun and a grudge. Ramos had previously threatened the paper, even sued back in 2012 over a story published about him harassing a woman.
I'll say this. The fellow was there to kill as many people as he could kill.
Inside the building, nearly 170 people.
We immediately ran and got under one of the desks in the far back corner of the office, and we just huddled as close as we could to each other and tried to stay out of sight.
Police arrived moments after the first gunshots, where they found Ramos also hiding under a desk.
It just breaks my heart that we couldn't stop this before it happened, because there were some worthwhile people who lost their lives yesterday.
President Trump today reacting from the White House.
Journalists, like all Americans, should be free from the fear of being violently attacked while doing their job.
A job that did not stop even in the face of this attack. Friday's opinion page mostly blank, listing the victims' names, along with the words, "Today we are speechless." Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Annapolis, Maryland.